got thumbs up and nothing happened. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's just make sure this is all coming up. You know the drill, boys and girls. Oh boy, we're on a real staticiness. Let's go to F1 there on yours and see what happens. All right, I'm mowing to F1.
Okay, that should do it.
F1, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Double checking that. You got a nice looking wrist. There he is. Bring it on home. We got Gary in the house. Welcome, Gary. Thanks a lot. There he is. Bring it on home. We got Gary in the house. All right, let me turn that off. Bang, bang. All right, now that we got that taken care of, it's always a fly by the seat of your pants. Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to the Happy Oyster Show, and I am your host, Bart Burke. We got Skipper T in the house. Come on around, Skipper T, and show us how beautiful you're looking today. You are looking good. I like that lapel pin. You'll have to give us an update on that a little bit later. You know who else we got in the house?
Drum roll, drum roll!
We have phase 3 in effect, okay, in New York State. And of course, it's now time to get to work. And what else? We got Captain Freddy, the Angry Bayman, in the house.
Yay! Freddy's here!
Yeehaw!
He's good. He was being responsible.
That's right. And he was wearing a mask. And he was the man. So we got it going on. We're going to have an update with Captain Freddy in a half a minute. We got an excellent show for you today. Here we go, kind of like season number 2 here with our oysters and whatnot, and things are growing fast, and the temperature has, and the weather, and everything is just coinciding. The moon has adjusted with Saturn, and Uranus is also in line with Mars, and what?
That stupid Gronk cousin show. Keep going.
Gronk what?
Nothing.
The Gronk show? That show is
Gronk
bad.
show.
Why they don't have the Happy Oyster on primetime TV is beyond me, especially when I see some of this other shit that's on. But that's a whole nother ballgame. I turn it off. I got way too many other things going on. And it's all about extreme ownership lately. There's only one person to blame when your shit goes wrong. And it's a good thing when it goes wrong. And it's a good thing because you are now faced to understand the truth and fix it. Extreme ownership. We got beat up last year in October, and I was hoping to have a big party and everything was going to be great, and these oysters were perfection. And I knew that, and I broadcast it out there, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, everything went to hell and gone. And I shut my mouth. And I then went into extreme ownership because who is to blame but me? Not the poacher, not this, not that, not my gear, none of it. The only person to blame is me. So I took ownership of that and I fixed it. Or at least I definitely came up with a whole bunch of different solutions and a whole different things were implemented to that. And that's all I'm going to say on that. If the shit goes wrong, you are to blame, meaning me, period. But when the shit's going good, it's the team. Extreme ownership. If you're going to be a leader, you better be ready to take extreme ownership. Enough of that. Check out Jacko Willink, one of my new guys that I've been following, and he confidence versus cocky. He's kind of teaching me a couple of things, and he's telling me about excuses and beliefs and opinions and breaking it down for me and all of this good stuff. Good is the key. Good, okay? Been a little upset with this COVID thing and just been throwing a lot of curveballs. You guys have too. And it's just things are getting better. A lot of states, things are going in the wrong direction. I hope that everybody stays safe. Mask up. Come on, guys. We're not out of this thing by any stretch of the imagination. There's a new standard now. A new standard. We must try to get some sort of a standard, or at least make a plan, and then we can modify it accordingly if we have to. Because the only thing that is constant is change. Enough of my Saturday morning action.
But on that point about standards,
Well, you better come on over. If you're going to start talking, you ain't got no mic. Skipper T, good to see you today. Here, hold that.
good to be seen. Good to be north of the daisies. We're gonna go more. We're gonna go more into standard, but standard. What can we do about that with COVID? We're in New York. We're supposed to be wearing masks when we're out in public, and when we're supposed to be social distancing and also wearing a mask. I'm not going to get political, how many people spinning it. It's just wear your mask when you're around people. Be respectful. It's a new American standard, and don't fight it. We got to evolve. If you want to stay alive, do what you have to do. Don't disrespect everybody else. Wear your mask. Does it suck? Yeah, it sucks. Who wants to wear a mask? I don't.
You can't have that interaction. You can't have a lot. But go ahead.
And I'm half deaf, so, and not that I can read lips, but I look at people's when they're talking, and I've been screwed the past few months. I can't see people's lips and whatever. My ears are bleeding trying to hear. But the thing is, no one likes it, but you know what? It's what we have to do. It's a new normal. Wear your masks. I'm done with that.
All right, enough of that. We're over with that. We're doing the right thing here in New York, thank goodness. All right, so that brings us on to the next guy.
Jim Payton, mask it or casket.
There you go. I like that. I like it. I don't see anybody anymore. I really don't go out in public. The only place I go is to the boat, to the creek. All right, bring it on home. Let me bring my notes. Uncaging the truth. The truth is about to be shown right here. It is right now. It is right now.
While we're going out.
Talking about our what?
Sponsors.
Sponsors. Our sponsors. Yes, special shout out to our sponsors. Netminder. We're going to go into Netminder in a half a minute. Put down the camera. We're going to go into Netminder. We're going to be going over our cage review. We got our old cages from last year. They were out soaking for 1 year, and they are, some of them, one of them got a little beat up. One. Now, why did it get, who knows? It might have got hit. Who knows? Fred might be able to decipher that one. We'll worry about that in a second when we get there. The big thing that I wanted to show you is Netminder, how much they did not get gunked up, and the anti-fouling paint works. They are pulling in, they are getting pulled in for retreatment, and then they're going to be redeployed as soon as possible. It's working out good. I was a little concerned about the bringing in and coming back and all of that, but so far, so good. Let me show you what's coming out of the fourth hole right now. We went out there this past week and a couple times, and we came home with a couple of oysters, and right now we're getting into that situation of I'm going to start to really freak out if I don't see these exact oysters, these ones here, this cohort, this bunch, this batch, this string, in 10 days to 2 weeks. Because they are already perfection, and then they're going to be even more perfection. Come on in here, nice and tight, T. If you would like to look, this is just a sampling of our oysters right now that are coming off the farm. This is after they've been tumbled. The edge has been cut off, and they've been done their thing. I have my calipers right now set for 2 7/8, almost 3 inches. This guy is over, this guy is over, this guy is right on the money. This guy is under by a considerable. This guy is under by a little bit. So you get the idea that they are within 2 3/4 and 3 inches, which is brings ready to rock, as Freddie says. Okay, but you don't get to see that often. Look at a little smile on his face, huh? He knows. He knows. Now, granted, boys and girls, I have been beat up from the get-go. This ain't gonna work, blah, 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 by a lot of different people. And you know what? Bang, baby! There it is! Where it is! All right, now let me reveal just a little bit more, all right? 2 3/4 to 3 inch. There they are. These have been tumbled. You really shouldn't sell them after they've been tumbled, and we're not selling these yet. But in 2 weeks, in 10 days, we might be selling them. Now, I happened to open these and I tasted these, and I'm just going to show you the inside of each one of these beautiful oysters. And I want you to notice exactly the inside of the shell of every single one, except for this one. This one here is a little, but even then, it's acceptable, okay? But every single shell, out of the 6, 5 of them are crystal clear white, and one of them has a small discoloration. Obviously, the tops, these parts get discarded. But you can see the amount of growth and what's going on here. This is like paper thin, as you can see. Okay? They are absolute perfection, according to my sensei, the man that taught me how to do this. I showed him some of these. We're looking at some of the duck feet. Notice this webbing here, how this kind of crinkles up and kind of crinkles. Okay? These are all attributes of a oyster that is perfection. They might be, for me personally, I think they're a tad small. From what I understand, this is prime product for the New York City market and anybody that is new or coming in, or just an oyster connoisseur. These are like little tasty tidbits of the ocean or the bay.
Another half an inch would be just right.
Which will be in 10 days.
So we're aiming
2
for,
weeks.
we're aiming size-wise, we're aiming for
3-inch average. 3-inch average. Even though maybe, if you want something a little bit frier, maybe you want a bigger grin, and you're not quite so into the small smile, and you're into a grin, then, maybe we'll get a little bigger oyster. We are in control, is what I'm trying to get at. The only person to blame if our oysters get bigger than what we want them is ourselves. All right, enough of that, T. Girly oysters opposed to perfection oysters opposed to exactly the same thing. We're pretty proud of our product right now. It just doesn't get any better than that.
One little more tidbit of information. The reason we don't sell the oysters after we tumble them is because once you break the growth lip off the edge of them, then the shells can leak out their juice and they won't last as long. That's why after they're tumbled, they have to go back in the cage for about a week to 2 weeks, 10 days, and then they'll seal their edge up with new growth, and then they're ready for the market.
That is correct. So that's why we're not selling them. Thank you, Fred, for telling everybody about that. And that is definitely one of the keys to producing a good quality oyster. If you have a dry oyster, nobody's going to want to eat a dry oyster. Okay? The other thing, too, where was I going with that dry oyster opposed to cracked or this or that? Again, we're in control of the whole situation, and shame on you if you let it get away from you. But again, it can happen really quick because they're growing so fast. And one of the ways that we make them grow really fast is via the cage. We've been going through the cage and the tumble and the this and the that. Oh, I know where I was going too with this time of the year. Ice. I can't emphasize it enough, guys. Ice is so important. We need to cool them down quickly. The oyster needs to get cold as quickly as possible. Once it comes out of the drink, it must go into the thing. That's another thing here. We're not going. When we know what oyster, what string this came out of, when that oyster in that cage comes out of the drink the next time, it's not going to be long that it's out of the water. It's going to be in that cooler so quick. And this is regulation. You should have this written down approximately how long it takes from when the oyster comes out of the surface to on the deck to in the cooler. What we're looking at here and with our system, what would you say, Fred? 15 minutes? Max?
Well,
once the cage comes out of the water.
Well, once the oyster comes out of the fourth hole in the back of the tumbler.
It's going back in the drink.
Well, yeah, but if they're going to market, then they're going to go right from that bucket into the cooler.
They're not going to, this is what I'm getting at. They're not, we already know that these came out of the fourth hole. The next time we see these are ready to go because we are sizing our stuff and everything that goes into one of the cages is one whole size.
Right, and then they're going to go right into the ice in the cooler. But when they're going back into the cage, they might be out of the water for less than an hour.
Oh, yeah, to go back in the drink.
Back in the drink.
Right, from when they're going back in the drink. But from the new ones that are going into the cooler or being harvested, they are not out of the water but 15 minutes before they're on ice.
Right.
That's what I'm getting
Because
at.
they're getting shoveled through and they're coming out the back and going right in the cooler. And then
All right, moving on. I got a new gear update. New gear update, buckets. Stay there. Yeah, you're good there. You what? Crash pad, yeah. New buckets, industry standard. Has been this one for a little bit. Industry standard, meaning my industry standard, what we've been using, what I was raised on, what I cut my teeth on the hatchery. It's kind of, we know what it is, you know how many liters, 14 to the top and whatnot. It works okay on the boat. Putting one of these buckets into a tray like this, it's a little light. Again, there's always that game of density. We're always playing that game, and I am constantly analyzing my densities, and I'm bitching at Tony to keep track of it and everything else, of which she's doing a great job, by the way. And we come across these two new types of buckets from Tractor Supply. I'm working on getting a sponsorship from them. It's a much heavier duty bucket. It's a bigger bucket. It is now up to 18 liters at the top instead of 14, so that's an additional 4 liters. My math is awesome, isn't it? And you can see how much heavier dutier the handle is, the beefiness a part of here. It ain't coming apart. It ain't coming apart right here. It is food grade, all right? BHP or BPA free. What does that mean?
BPA, it's been out, they've identified that a number of years ago for anything that touches food that you don't get chemicals in you. It's free of that toxicity.
Methyl ethyl bad shit. BPA.
All the drinking.
Yeah. Okay, so you get the idea. So we're dealing with food. So yeah, we got food grade buckets. These I think were also food grade, by the way. These were made by Rubbermaid. These are made by Fortiflex. It's designed for feeding horses and stuff like that. It's got this little square part in the back. I like it. It lines up nice on the back of the boat, the chute, the size, everything is better. And it's going to take up less space. So we're loving that, bringing it on home. That takes care of that. Moving on. Oh, sorry. So that goes to the cage. We'll come back to that in a half a second. While I'm setting up for that, I'm going to turn this over here to, we're going to back it back up again and go to standard, your sales and marketing. Sales and marketing. So I'm going to switch the mic to her, and then she's going to talk, and I'm going to take care of the camera. What do you think about that? So exciting. Yes, it is. Frederick, you're making a smelly mess in here.
No, I'm not. It's all right in the
It's in that little bucket. It smells.
That brings me back to my surfboard dating.
He's making resin. He's going.
Yeah, it smells like we're making.
Get that crap out of here. You coming back, Fred? Yeah. All right. There we go.
Yeah, bring it on home.
Dun, 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 dun. And now, without further ado, at the 18-minute and 30-second mark, Tony Joe, Skipper T is in the house.
Welcome, everybody. Hey, sales and marketing. I'm finally getting some stuff going. Been behind the scenes doing some research, doing some things, getting into our oysters. Okay, one thing that we're getting ready for, of course, the harvest, we need packaging. And Bart and I have been talking about standardization. We want to put Long Island on the map for oysters. It's one thing he and I have been passionate about as we got into this. He's been involved with aquaculture a lot longer than I have, and as I've been evolving on board and going to meetings and talking to people and visiting sites and traveling and there are other areas of the Northeast that are more well known for oysters than Long Island, and we want to be a part of putting Long Island on the map for oysters. This is a 2-dozen carry-out package that I've talked to Protect Pack about, and we're digging this. We're digging this to get for our Smiles and Grins for the Happy Oyster Company. I'm going to be getting some info on
You stand that way, just a smidge, and get Freddie in the frame. There we go. Perfect. Just like that. There you
And
go.
for 2 dozens, this is a real quick fold polyethylene food grade container for 2 dozen. Of course, would have our logo on it and some marketing on the side of it. But throwing it out there to any of you long Lyoga members that are out there, if any of you are watching, as we grow, as we evolve, if we end up doing some type of oyster cooperative where we're shipping and distributing from the same locale, it may be nice for all of us to get on the same page as far as our packaging. Just throwing it out there, but this is what Happy Oyster Company, this is what we're looking at doing. This is for our 2 dozen, and this is going to be something for our 100 pack. Quick fold. Put some marketing information on the side, any details, info that we want to get to the public. But for a 100 pack here, that looks a little small for 100.
Oh no, that would make 100. No problem. No problem.
Just shows the junior in me. So this is what we're looking at for Happy Oyster Company. And of course, that will be logoed for us. As we get rocking and rolling, Oyster Tracker, one of our sponsors, and we ordered a thermal printer to use on the boat to make sure we're tagging and marking properly as our guidelines predict.
Again, our sponsor.
Our sponsor, Oyster Tracker. I talked to Chip this week. He's phenomenal. I know a lot of you guys out there have met him. A great resource. What I dig about Chip, and I told him, he makes me very happy. As we track our system under the farm management system in Oyster Tracker, we can keep on about our inventory and where we're at. If we don't have track of our inventory, we're screwed. With the printer, and here's some the other goodies, the tags, everything. Waterproof paper, thermal printer, never runs out of ink. It's thermally printed, waterproof. On the boats, if it gets wet, it's all good. The nice thing about this as well is as we work this will also go into a spreadsheet, again, keeping our inventory in line, and that is crucial. That's my job. I've been freaking out a little bit because I'm just learning all this stuff, but it's all making sense as to how everything's set up and on the lines and on the cages and on the tiers and pop, 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 pop. So we got this in, excited to try it. You'll see this in operation out on the boat. Thank you, Oyster Tracker. Chip, it's great talking to you. Really appreciate you and the technology you're helping us do our business. And then when we get to our product and we sell our product, we got a couple little things that we ordered. It's our French style shucking knife. And we have, can you see it okay, Bart?
Yeah.
Happy Oyster on one side, Happy Oyster Company. And as a lefty, and for those of you who are lefty, you'll totally understand where I'm coming from. When you're a lefty, you're never able to read what's on whatever you're holding, whether it's scissors, pencils, pens, knives, because they're all geared for the right hand. Right hand. Oh, Happy Oyster Company. Left hand, I don't see a thing. Ta-da! On the left side. Look what I got. Eat me. So anyway, just something that over the years I've adapted to right-handed, and now that I'm in control of what I'm doing in my company, I'm thinking of us lefties. So I have a nice shucking knife. This will be available to purchase with our product. And I'm also working on sourcing a glove. Safety takes no holiday. And then just a little something, if you can see, on my lapel, let me move this over here. I ordered, can you see the lapel, Bart?
Yeah.
I have,
Maybe a little closer. Come right in there.
How's that?
Oh yeah, baby.
Can you see it?
That's perfect.
All right. And I ordered some Happy Oyster Company lapel pins to show our smiles and our logo. And we're going to be giving these out to people. And little tidbits. Let me just get this out of here.
How about a thumbs up for T. Good job. Oh, geez, look out, folks.
What, the knife? Beats the teeth. And then here is our little lapel pin. So, and these are going to be, I'm going to start doing like a trivia, a little oyster trivia or something. So the person who responds, comments with the right answer, you'll get one. So anyway.
Good luck. I'm
what
glad
else?
I'm not in response.
Yeah, I know. We know how this goes to the Bike Man For You channel, our contest. Great idea. Freaking nightmare to execute. But anyway, what else do we want to talk about on sales and marketing? Just getting rock and rolling. The guys are growing. We're getting ready to do our thing. Thank you, Bart. Thank you.
No, thank you, T. Good job. Give me that mic. Now, Freddie's got some big news.
Yeah, drum roll.
What do I hear?
Freddie's phone.
Freddie's phone going off. Leave it alone. Frederick, that's for you. Yeah, hold on.
Right.
TJ is back in the house. TJ's back, cameraman. Freddie's in the house.
All right, I'm on.
You're good, baby.
I'm good. All right. Hello, everybody. For everybody who was wondering where I was, Bart said before, I really haven't left my property much for the past 4 months. I've been working on projects over there. I've been working on my Rajo Model T race car. I spent about 65 hours scraping and painting my little 14-foot Whitehall rowing boat that I row for exercise. It hasn't been painted in 2 years, and I had to get that done. And I'm happy to say that that's completely finished, and it's all back in the water, and it's swelled up and floating, and it's happy again. And I'll be rowing it for exercise. And let's see, yesterday I went to the heart doctor, and they did the ultrasound thing on my heart, and the outcome of that was that my heart doctor said that I have improved in muscle functioning of the heart from what I was when I came out of my operation, so I've improved. He wouldn't put an exact number on what the numbers were, but he said that it was a noticeable improvement, and that's a good thing because it's better to go improve than to go the other way. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so
great news.
yeah, so that's pretty great news. My kidney function is going right along happily the same. My blood sugar is right on the borderline like it's been for years. Let's see, what else? I got cleared from him to go get the cataracts taken off my eyes so I can see, which will probably be a huge improvement because I have perfect vision. I just have like I have the little the cloudiness, and I can't see crap. So anyway, if the plague doesn't kill me, I'll be rocking and rolling, and I'm looking forward to getting at least one eye fixed so then I can see what color the traffic lights are and I won't kill myself in the car. But that's pretty much it. I'm trying to stay busy. I posted a few informative videos on my Facebook page.
How do you get to your Facebook page?
I think you just go on Fred Reaver Facebook.
Why don't you spell it for him?
R-E-A-V-E-R, Frederick Reaver, R-E-A-V-E-R, and I posted one about restoring a World War II Army rifle. I posted one about making file handles. I posted one about rebuilding Zenith Model A Ford carburetors, and I tried to post one about Model A distributors, but I said something about Chinese parts, and they wouldn't let me upload it. So.
All right, careful there.
Yeah, well, that's what, you know, because of the virus, I guess you can't say anything about Chinese parts. So anyway, that's pretty much it. We're out there. We were out there on the boat this week, and
We're gonna be out there this week.
we had a good time. The weather was beautiful. Tony Joe's a big help. We got covered with mud. Everything was good. Whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah.
We're rocking and rolling.
Great
And
teamwork. We did great. Great teamwork.
everybody stay safe out there.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Give me that thing back.
Thank
That
you.
takes care of that. Frederick, thank you.
He's got
Good
help.
job on that. So Freddie's back. He ain't dead yet. So key word is yet. Well, hey, death and taxes stop for no one. Something like that, isn't it?
No one gets out alive.
Nobody gets out alive. All right.
Every day counts.
Speaking about getting out alive, sounds like somebody's going to jail, or maybe, oh no, somebody got hurt. All right. On that happy note, we gotta wrap this up, kind of. Cages, cage design. We've had a couple of different cage designs. We went from 2-tier to 3-tier. We even had a 4-tier with some skids on it. We tried that out last year. We have come to the conclusion that the 3-tier is the way to go. The 3-tier with this is one that's been out there for a year, maybe not quite, but damn close to it. It got cooked up, not that bad. We're happy with how much gook it took on. This is one of the worst ones. The beefiness. We took a little shot here. Not quite sure what's going on.
I figured out what's going on with them.
Um,
And I also figured out what's going on with when they end up on their side.
Okay, so sometimes, again, in the beginning, we're perfecting our system.
We didn't have the.
And we're throwing them off on occasion, and it was tough on the body, and they might have landed upside down, but then we're pulling some now that are like, we don't know if they really did end up upside down, but if it does end up upside down, it's not that big of a deal. But anyway, we got some seriously bent up legs. Go ahead, Fred, what's your theory on that?
My theory is that when we drop the cage down and it has the release hook on it, and the cage is sitting right in the water, it's when we release that hook, it settles straight down to the bottom because it's only like 12 feet.
That's the new system.
That's the new system, which is totally fine. What happens is during the instance when we're setting in a frenzy because the wind is blowing really hard and there's only 30 feet in between each cage, we have only seconds to get the one in the water, the hook on the next one, and lift it up and put back down to the water to be released. What happens is the cage that's over there 30 feet away is pulling on the davit as this swings out. When this gets released, there's too much tension on here, so as it sinks, it pulls on it, and it comes down and it hits the bottom sideways.
And that's why those are bent?
That's why those are bent, and that's why some cages land sideways or flip over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good theory. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
When you're not setting under a quick wind frenzy,
they go down nice and smooth. Everything's good.
There's no tension on the cage
that's
already in the water.
That's
and
true.
then they just drop right down where you put them.
That's true.
So that's what's going on.
Okay.
I'll see you next week.
Frederick, you got your juice, you got the stuff, you got your hardener, you got all that gook. All right, tell Winchester. Yeah, we're going tomorrow. All right. That takes care of that. So you got the idea of what's going on with our cages. We're pretty happy with our design. Nothing has been getting escaped. Nothing is escaping. I guess that's the proper English. Very happy. We're going to give it a quick power wash and another coat of the old Netminder. What I've been using for our Netminder, again, I'm only doing like 6 at a pop, which right now. But I've been using these mini rollers. This thing works great. And it doesn't waste a whole bunch. You pour it out and just keep rolling it on. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. You just slop it on there. You don't want to get this all over the place because it is, hey, cost effective. Don't be spreading it. It's better on the cage than on your body or on the ground. So when I say slop it on there, be a little bit, That's all I got. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm out of breath. I'm out of commish. I got to go. go do some things, and that's where I'm at. So I'm coming back over here, okay? Bing, bing, bing. Is there any quick questions that I got for you? How many? 34 minutes. 34 minutes we've been on, almost perfection. Again, guys, it comes down to extreme ownership. You are the only one responsible for your own destiny. I'm having the time of my life, but I am working like a dog to control my destiny right now, and I am having fun with it. This whole career change thing is a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I have got nothing else for you guys. I am so happy.
Double check your notes. You got everything?
What's that?
Double check the notes. So we got everything that we want.
Double check my notes. Poaching stage. Next week is America's birthday, and I think we're gonna have a special episode. I hope. I'm not quite sure where it's gonna be or what it's gonna be, but it's gonna be special because it is America's birthday, and God bless America. I want to God bless all of you guys as well, because if it wasn't for you guys, we would be nothing. And I really, really, really do give my sincere love you guys. You guys are what makes me tick. Thank you for the respect of your time and giving it to us each and every week. We have a ball, and I'm so happy that I can share it with you. I want everybody to be cool. Skipper T, you coming around?
Wipe out on this chair.
What's that? Uh-oh, that was the cat's
water.
That was the cat's water.
That's
I want everybody to be cool. I want everybody to be kind. You got anything? I want everybody to be happy. And of course, we'll see you next week. I love you guys, and eat me! Mwah!
have a great week, you guys.
Love you guys.
Stay safe. Love you.
Thank you. All right. Yeah.